Hi, my name is Kevin McDonald, and I'm declaring my independence. Independence from what? Why, negative thoughts and energy, of course. Chief among them, hate, division, and fear. You see, I know that we're all one, and together we can solve any problem, save our planet and each other. Please, join me as we come together as one and choose a better way to be. So now, let's begin with my independence report. To my independence report, I gotta tell you, I have been looking forward to this for, well, it hasn't been that long because we got in contact with each other maybe last week, and I've been really looking for, I gotta ask her how they found me, but it doesn't matter. I really am looking forward to talking with this young lady. She's a singer-songwriter. She lives in Sweden, which is why in her time, it's near the end of the day. It's my time. It's the very, very beginning of the day. And but she's an extraordinary writer. She's of a spiritual nature, so she thinks and talks in terms that I understand, and that I truly love what she does. And so with that, and so we are just going to call you Fia. Is that okay to just call you Fia?
That's perfect.
Because I think it's going to be in the. You're very young, and I think that it's going to be in the vein of Cher and Madonna, and you're going to do just amazingly well. So, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thank you. In this moment, I'm feeling excited. I am running around my house setting up because I have a concert happening on Friday, a live concert streaming.
Yes,
so I'm feeling the bubbles.
You are by nature a live performer, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the best thing.
I agree.
The direct communication.
Yes, indeed. So tell me, now my niece started out playing the oboe.
Mm-hmm.
What transitioned you from the oboe to the guitar?
Well, I came to a point where when I was in the room to practice, I was not feeling happy anymore. It was not fun. And then I had been playing for about 8-9 years. So I was really in the place of like, okay, either I buckled down and I became like professional and I get my seat in an orchestra, or I pursue the songwriting path with all of my heart, which had been going on like parallel. Yeah.
When you decided that you were going to start writing music, did you doubt yourself, or did you feel like it was coming from somewhere else and that it was going to just fly?
Well, I started writing when I was 10 years old. And back then it was just for fun. It was something I realized that, oh, I know how to do this. It came naturally as a way of me expressing myself. I would sit up late in the evening with my little headphones and my little keyboard back then and just make songs. And then as I got older and I developed my craft, at one point I realized, okay, there might be something here. And then in 2014, when the way I wrote shifted and took this more spiritual nature, it was when I first shared it with other people, then I realized that, okay, there's something here that resonates. So I'm going to continue doing that.
Where did your spirituality come from? Because you're awfully young.
Yeah. It's I've been curious about life and connected to the magic that is life. I think, like, if we look at children, they are just in it. They got it figured out, and then as we progress and get older, other things become more important or become more real. I fortunately kept that strain with me all the way through and continued that. But it was in 2015, after a breakup and after quitting school, that I found myself at this really low place. And I turned to yoga as a way to get down into my body and to help me process everything. So 2015 was a year of tons of synchronicity that just like catapulted me onto my path even more.
Which is amazing that you are. I haven't heard of anybody doing what you did. You were a singer songwriter. Well, first of all, I got to ask you about that, because there are some of us that would love to be a singer songwriter, but we just don't seem to have the talent. It seems to flow naturally with you. Is it because the lyrics come and then the music, or is it the music and the lyrics, or is it a combination of the two, depending upon the song and how you're feeling that particular day?
They usually come hand in hand. And how it looks is that I sit down and I have this little place in my home where I've created an altar, which is like I call it the spiritual headquarters. It's like the head central, where I go and I bring myself into presence and I listen and I hear these words and these melodies in my head. And then I translate them from my head or my spirit, my soul, out through my arm to my hand onto the paper.
Oh, that is so cool. That is
Yeah.
really so cool. And I'll tell you, and you may not know, because I've been around music for a long time, and I believe that most music is spiritually inspired from somewhere else. And even Paul McCartney, you just heard the song Yesterday.
Yeah.
He woke up with that in his head.
Yeah.
The song complete and everything, because it just came to him from the other side. And it's because the other side is full of beautiful music. It's full, and they want to give us the gift of that. And there are people that are receptive to that, like you, that can do that. It's pretty remarkable what you're able to do. So by the way, I want to mention that you do have a live, did I say live show on Friday night?
Yes.
What do you got going?
So I am gathering all of my listeners into this beautiful online virtual concert that I'll be streaming here from my home, and it's free, so anybody can join. Yeah, I've been feeling this longing for connection through the concert. Naturally, because of the pandemic, concerts are not happening. So I said, all right, well, I'll stream from my home then, and I'll open up for anybody to tune in. And we have over 1,000 people signed up, so it's gonna be one big party.
Nah, which is just awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to, I'll lay it out for the folks who don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That there was a point in time when you said, I got enough music, I got enough material to create an album. What I would used to call an album, which is a CD, or it can be an E, whatever it is now. And you had enough material for it, but like everybody else, you were a few dollars short of going into it, because it's expensive going to get a producer, going into the studio, having it edited, having it packaged, having it marketed and put out there. It's expensive thing to do. So you came up with a very unique plan. How did you decide to fund your first CD?
So I turned to my community and I turned to the wider circles and I said, hey, I have these songs and I really want to put them out there, but I need your help. So what I did was that I created a crowdfunding page. And crowdfunding is where you ask your listeners to support you by pre-purchasing the album or other kinds of merch, so that you can cover the cost of going into the studio, paying the producer, making the CDs, and all of that. And I got enough to cover the first one. The first one I did actually failed. I raised $3,000, but on a platform where if you don't meet your goal, you get nothing. And I didn't meet it. So I raised $3,000 that I went back to those who pledged. And I'm like, fuck, oh, that really hurt. and then I recovered and said, okay, well, maybe some of these people would be open to pledging again on another platform where I don't get flipped over if I don't reach the goal. And sure enough, so I got enough money to get to the first album, but I had to fail first to succeed.
You'd be surprised how often that happens in life.
Yeah.
We all fail once in a while, and that actually helps us and does some great things for us over time, because it kind of puts metal to the metal, if you know what I mean.
Right.
If I don't even know I know what I mean, but anyway, but it's such a pleasure to have you here, and we're going to play a couple of songs. I want to first of all say, your manager and I talked, and he said, well, play what you feel like, and it's like, but there are too many. If I were to play, you've got 3 albums out now. If I were to play everything that resonated with my soul, I wouldn't have time to talk to you. So I would just as soon talk to you, because you're such a lovely person, and you've got a heart of gold, and you're you're in the right place. And I think that you're going to be phenomenally successful. As a matter of fact, I wanted to ask you before, because I want to play the first one of these and have you set it up for us. But before we do that, I want to ask you, you got invited to go to LA, do a meditation. Tell us about that whole thing. What was that all about?
Yeah, so I was, the University of Santa Barbara reached out and saying, hey, we have this project where we're bringing meditation and mindfulness to teenagers all throughout the US, and we would love to feature your music on this app. And I got on a call with them and recorded like some intro words to the music. And some backstory of the songs that they could listen to. And so it is out there. It's an app that's available only to schools, but out there in the States right now, there might be teenagers who are listening to my songs, which is amazing.
Well, what's interesting about that is that, how did you ever find out how they got your information, or was it just kind of like, oh, it was a coincidence?
I think there was I think they had some younger person on their team who had found my music in some way, and she was madly in love with it. So when this project came around, I think she just pitched it, and they got it.
They did, and so what you need to do, well, you don't need to do anything, but if you choose to do it, you should get that back, so you could put it in some sort of an album form, so people can do it. Because I've got a guided meditation on my Independence Report that's been downloaded over 2,000 times, because people are interested in trying to center themselves and figure out a better way to live, without all the hustle and bustle and the drama and the ick of the COVID and all that stuff. So we're trying to figure it out, and it sounds like you've kind of figured it out, sort of, kind of.
Nah, I wouldn't claim that. That's bold, but I think I have what I do know that I have is that I have a solid navigation system within me, and that I am very well attuned to it, which makes it easier to just flow with life, whatever comes my way. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're psychic?
No, I'm not psychic, but I have a well-developed intuition.
I would guess so, because if you can sit down at an altar and you can have music just come to you, that's pretty remarkable. And I think that you've got a very long career. By the way, you have a beautiful voice. You do know that, right?
Thank you. Yes, that I know.
It's hard when somebody's heaping all kinds of praise on you, isn't it, sometimes?
I'm practicing to just receiving with gratitude and humbleness as much as I can. Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, you have a beautiful smile, and you have a wonderful heart and a wonderful soul. And I suspect that you've been here many, 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 many times before, but that's just me. So what do I know? But in any event, what I'd like to do now, if I can, is to go ahead and play the song Freedom. Can you tell me how that song came about?
So just give me a second to tune into Freedom because I haven't played it in a while. So freedom is about that moment when we choose to venture out into the unknown and we leave the safe harbor behind. And we trust that intuition that we were talking about and let that be the main star that we look upon when it's very dark. Yeah.
Very much so. And freedom has its costs. And if you in order to be truly free, you have to understand what that means. And you do, and it's great fun. So let me go ahead now. I'm you'll be watching it as I do. So hopefully I had to, just so you know, I took this from the CD and it's an MP3. Well, in order on this format to get it to be on video, I had to make it an MP4 and I had to put some still pictures behind it. So I'm hoping that you will approve of the job that I did, because that's not my forte. I have to tell you, my forte is doing this, but I wanted to put something back there. And I thought it came out really nicely. As by the way, things tend to when you do have the right intention for it. So with that, this is Fia, and this is the song Freedom.
Sailing on an open sea, I left my family and the country I once called home. I need to breathe the ocean air, feel the wind blow through my hair, the sweet taste of freedom on my tongue. All alone under starry skies, the waves know my name by now. Secrets of the water whispered in my ear, you have nothing to fear. Since I was a little child, I've always had the eye. I can fly between worlds that no one sees, and nothing they would ever say could ever take my spark away. And when they try to catch me, I would run. All alone under starry skies, the waves know my name by now. Secrets of the water whispered in my ear, you have nothing to fear. So dive to the deepest of depths, open the treasure chest, stand in the fire and feel it burn away. All that isn't real. All alone under starry skies, the waves know my name by now. Secrets of the water whispered in my ear, you have nothing to fear. All alone under starry skies, the waves know my name by now. Secrets of the water whispered in my ear, you have nothing to fear.
That was just, I got to tell you, when you're putting something like that and you're putting together, well, first of all, did I do okay?
Oh yeah, don't you worry.
No, sure. She's going to get off and say, yeah, did you see,
Did you see what Kevin did?
yeah, you screwed up my music. But when you put something like that together and you're listening repeatedly to a song, and a lot of times you hear a song one time and it kind of flows in and flows out, but when you repeatedly listen to it and it grows on you, it becomes a really important thing. And it's just beautiful. You have a beautiful voice. The songwriting skills are really good, and you're doing it all by yourself.
Yep.
Are you are you planning on starting a band? Are you planning on working with an orchestra? What are you going to do?
Yeah. So I have this acoustic trilogy out, and the next album is going to be a fully produced album with the band. Yeah, I'm longing for bandmates. It's been a while since I was in that constellation.
Oh, I think that you will have a wonderful time, and with some violin backing you and some other stuff. And when you go into the studio, I think it'll be just amazing. And your career, what do you want to take it? What do you want to do with it?
As big as the universe wants it to be. Yeah. When I tune in, I see our beautiful earth wrapped in this web of golden light. And then I see the arenas, I see the stadiums, and I hear people singing along to these life-affirming songs. And that love that is generated in those spaces are going to be such a powerful force in shifting people's lives and just to vibrate out on the energy level. So that's what I'm creating. That's where I am heading.
I have to tell you that is nothing short of a miracle. That is the coolest thing. And by the way, if you're not psychic, I don't know what you are, but you are something. But but I tell you, you are for as being, and I hate to keep saying this, but as being as young as you are, you're not flighty like a lot of mid 20-year-olds that I know. You've got your feet on the ground and you're reaching for the stars, and that's because you I got to ask this. You feel honored to be in the position you are, don't you?
Oh yeah. Goodness. I remember when I was working as a substitute in preschool, and I would wake up from a phone call and they would say, "Hey, can you be at work in 30 minutes? Oh, by the way, you haven't been in this place." Okay, because I have bills to pay, all right? And I didn't like it. So when I was able to transition into being a music entrepreneur, to being an independent artist who can live on her music, I can't tell you how many times I've just been in tears because of that. That I get to do what I'm meant to be doing and to be financially supported by my art. It is the biggest blessing.
The skill set that you have and how you're using it and moving it forward is going to be an exciting thing for a lot of people. It's the growth of what you're doing. See, there are people like you and me that are coming out of the closet. No, that's not right. Coming out of what we've been in, which is a lot of guck and a lot of trouble and and there's been a lot of hate, division, and fear. There's been a lot of things that are just not right. And people like you were born at the exact right time. You know that, right?
Yes.
And you were born for a reason. You know that too, right?
I sure do.
And this is it. And I don't know, it's pretty remarkable that you are as talented as you are. When you were 10, oh, and I got to ask you, what do your parents think of you doing this?
My parents, I have the best parents. They've always been 100% supportive. They've always said, Fia, if you're doing what you love to be doing, and if you're happy and feeling good, then we are happy. I am eternally grateful for the parents that I have, and that they always said, yes, of course you're gonna be able to do that, of course you'll succeed, yes, we'll listen to your song, yes, we'll come to your concert, yes, we'll drive you there, yes, we'll do that. They've always been so incredibly open-minded and supremely loving.
That is just awesome. That is just awesome because they got early on what you were capable of doing, and who you are, and it's just phenomenal. Now, have you got the next album already written, or are you in the process?
I'm in the process of writing right now. I'm going to the studio in a couple weeks to record a single that's gonna come out late spring, early summer. That will be like the first taste of the new album.
Oh, cool! Now you just released another single or another song, I think, didn't you?
I had a song that came out last summer.
Oh,
If you're thinking about Breathe.
Yes, that's
yes.
the one.
Mm.
That one I was looking to get that one as well, but that wasn't on one of the albums, so I'm gonna have to get that one because I would love to have you back. Would you come back?
Yeah, I'd do that.
I would appreciate that because our goal is to get you out in as many places as possible, and it's your vision, who you are, what you're about. You're going to be a very famous young lady. So when you go on Oprah or Ellen, you're going to have to at least give me a shout out, would you please?
Shout out to Kevin.
That's it. Just one of you guys, because you are going to be in that particular place. I know it. Your music is dynamic and it's wonderful. Now then, let's see how much time I want to honor your time, but I need to play this next song anyway, which is Love for Love. Is that what it's called?
Love is Love.
Love is Love. Gotcha. Tell me about that song. How did that come to be?
So Love is Love is it is about love. It is about being true to yourself and how you show up in life and who you are, how you love other people and how you relate, how your love energy moves with other people, and to be proud of that, to stand tall in that, no matter how it looks like.
I've asked a lot of people this question, and I think you'll have an answer for me as well. Define love for me.
Love is the energy which is at the center of the universe. Love is God, goddess, whatever you choose to call spirit. It is what we are made of. It is, and then that is like the absolute form. And then I think love has all these different kinds of expressions and faces,
It does, and but I love your definition, because at the core, at the very basic, everything that we are about is love. If you talk to people that have done near death experiences or have crossed over and come back and stuff, that's what they all say, is that it really is about love, and it's about taking care of us. And you have got have you ever gone to a psychic? Have you ever asked somebody, how many spirit guides do I have around me, or any of that kind of stuff? Are you into that kind of thing?
Yeah, I've been to them. I know I got a crew surround me here of benevolent forces. Yep.
Yep, they're there, and they're there to protect you, and they're guiding guys to come along and say, "Hey, John, come here, Elvis, you come here. We got some work to do with this young lady, and she's the real deal." So they're working to inspire you to do even greater and things than you already have done. And do you have a producer for the new? You have a producer you've been working with for a while, right?
So, yeah, I had the same producer for the first 3 albums, and for this 4th one, I'm exploring with several to see who it is that I'm meant to be making this particular album with.
That is something that you just have to work through and find the someone who matches up with what I hate to say this, what's going on in your head, and you want them to be kind of a match for what your vision is of what you see.
Yes, absolutely.
And then it's going to be followed by a world tour.
As soon as the borders open and flights are flying, I'm on those planes. And putting on concerts because that's what I'm here for.
And how many countries have you been to so far?
Oh God, I have lost count, but I've been in many places. Yep.
No, after the first album came out, by the way, we're talking with Fia. She's from Sweden. She is a singer-songwriter. She's got 3 albums out. She's got more coming out. And we're going to play a song of hers in just a second, but I got intrigued, so I had to ask more questions. But when you are traveling, when did you start your traveling, and was it easy for you, or were you like the poor kid with a guitar and a suitcase sitting by the curb waiting for somebody to come pick you up?
So I was lucky enough to have a partner who is very supportive, and he was already traveling globally teaching Tantra. So he was putting on trainings and workshops. And so I would come in at the end where people were like laying down, resting, and integrating all these beautiful experiences. I would come and I would serenade them. And that was like how I built my initial following, by doing that. And once I had enough people in a couple of cities, I'd say, hey, I'm putting on a concert. So after the first album was out, I think I had 5-6 cities that I went to, and I had 30 people in these beautiful smaller gatherings, and then they've grown.
Very cool. And by the way, your significant other, does he ever do interviews?
He does. Yep.
I would love to have him on to talk about his work with Tantra, and because it's a whole lot more than just what the sticker, bumper sticker says.
Oh yeah, it's a whole way of life.
Yeah. Yep. So at one point, I'd love to have book him on too. So put that little thing in his ear.
Absolutely.
Then we're gonna do that. So this is I have to tell you, this is maybe one of my most, listen to the lyrics of this song. It is one of my most favorite songs that I've listened to in a while. It's really, really good. It's called Love is Love. And this is Fia.
The way we love is a bit unusual. Some people say it can't be possible to live a life in unity, committed to each other while still remaining free. Just because we're different in the way our energy moves doesn't mean we have to give up our truth. Love is love no matter what color and form. All are equally beautiful. Nothing better than being met in my fullest expression. I'm safe to be myself. There's no need to compromise. everything aligns. Just because we're different in the way our energy moves doesn't mean we have to give up our truth. Love is love no matter what color and form. All are equally beautiful. Took some time to figure out who I am, what I want, the shape of my heart. The way we love is a bit unusual. Some people say it can't be possible to live a life in unity, committed to each other while still remaining free. Just because we're different in the way our energy moves doesn't mean we have to give up our truth. Love is love no matter what color and form. All are equally beautiful. Love is love no matter what color and form. All are equally beautiful. Dun dun dun. Da 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 da. Ba da da dum da da. Da da dum da da dum dum ding. Da 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 dum da da dum. Ba 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 dum da da dum. Da dum da da dum.
And that is Fia from Sweden. I just love that song.
Thank
How
you.
old were you when you wrote that?
I was 24, I think.
Wow. And as I was listening to it, I was going, Sheryl Crow?
Oh.
Kinda. Dolly Parton? Yeah. You realize how rare your gift is?
What do I answer to that?
It's like you can sing.
Yeah.
You're very pretty. So you're on stage. You are. I've watched some of your work on stage, and you have a great presence on stage. You command the stage, which is important. You write your own music. You're able to communicate effectively with people in the audience, and when you smile and sing, you can see that you're in love with the music as well.
Yeah.
And that is so important. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm happy that I found out what my thing was early on, and that I dedicated time and energy to develop my my work of art. Yeah.
Exactly, but you see, your work of art is not just a work of art. Yours is a communication with the world. That's a different level, and that's designed to put. When are you coming to Seattle? By the way,
I don't know.
that's where I am. There's a couple of venues that if you come here, I'll help you get booked on them and stuff.
Cool.
And and when you're on after the next album's out, and you're on your picking your world tour, where you're going to be, then this community would just take you in and never let you go.
Well, I'd be sure to remember Seattle.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Is there anything else that you would like to? I give you the moment. Take yourself and talk to the audience, talk to your fans, talk to the people that have been around you, and the people that you have yet to meet, which there are more of them than the people that you know.
Yeah.
What would you like them to know about you?
If you are looking for music that is supportive, that is inspiring, that is empowering, music that invites you to ask the bigger questions and to go inside to find those answers, then I invite you to please listen to the music I have out there. They're on all the platforms, and come join the concert on Friday. It's going to be an amazing, magical, exciting, transformative experience. Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. I am dedicated, and I would love to meet anyone who wants to meet me there in that space.
Now, are you going to record the concert at 8:00?
It will be able to be available on replay. Yep.
Good, because we are 9 hours behind you.
Yes.
So you've already had your day, and I have just getting started for my day, which is kind of cool. So but so it's 8:00 CET time, which is, I had to look this up, by the way, Central European time.
Yep.
And it's great fun. So are you? How long do you think it's going to be before Sweden's out of the COVID mess?
Oh, I don't know.
This must just drive you absolutely crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can't. This huge chunk of my life and my work is just gone. So it's just a matter of waiting patiently, and then becoming even more creative in the process.
That's there's a school of thought that we're going through this so that people like you can be forced to sit down and to not reassess, but to continue your growth, to
Right.
figure out what's
Yeah. I think that a lot of people are being invited to slow down and to actually listen to, how am I feeling? How is life? And am I doing what I want to be doing?
That is so cool. See, it took me 40. Okay, I was older than you before I figured out what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And what I really wanted to do was to support people like you. That makes my heart sing. And so I would love to help you any way that I can in the future. This will be up on YouTube, on my Facebook page, and my podcast page, and we are going to do as much as we can to promote you. So you're special, and I really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us today.
Thank you, Kevin. That's how it feels. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You have to. I don't know how I can say this appropriately. Well, I guess I can just say it. That would be appropriate enough. Is that people like me are always looking for people like you that really have got a genuine heart, that really want to do what the universe is telling us to do, asking us to do, pleading with us to do. And there are not a lot of people that have got the skills to be able to pull it off and to be able to write and play melodies. And even Elton John, Elton John cannot write lyrics to save his life.
Yes.
So as good as a musician as he's been his whole life, without Bernie Taupin, he would not be anything.
Right.
Other than because he can play music, but he can't play anything else.
Yeah.
Or he can't do lyrics and stuff. So it's very rare that there is this gift that you have, and plus the fact that somebody touched you on the wand with their angel wings and said you're going to be the person that we are going to support. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I don't even know you, but I'm really proud of you, and I want to support you any way I can. So
that is just such a gift, and I'm very grateful that I got to meet you today, Kevin. And thanks for being on Team Fia.
Well, I gotta ask you, how did you guys find me? I'm in Seattle.
Yeah. So I have this amazing manager. Her name is Shu, and I just said to her, hey, I would love to be on more podcasts. So she has been scanning the entire internet. And I think she's been like using a certain language when she's been searching or particular keywords as to find outlets and audiences that would resonate with what I'm about. And you popped up with your podcasts.
I'll tell you what. Well, and I had to, because you see, trying to do a good job, which I generally try and do. I do research on the upcoming guests, and I was going over your page. Now, a lot of guys will have on their website will have, media and all the places they've been and all the things that they've done. And so I was going through that. And I was going, holy shit, she hasn't done very many of these podcasts, and so thinking that would be something that you would be maybe out there a lot. And this is just the beginning. So I felt a great deal of pressure to make sure that that this would be all right for you, because I want your first, one of the first podcasts to go well for you. And I hope I've done okay.
Oh yeah, it was perfect.
Well, I appreciate you so much, and I look forward to it. By the way, let's talk about this again. Friday night. What's going on?
Friday night. There's the concert. Amazing. Over 1,000 people will be gathered online to sing, to dance, and to just bask in the glory of music.
Over 1,000 people that you've got, and so now, how are you going to fund your next project? Is it through GoFundMe again?
I would probably do crowdfunding again. That's what I did with album number 2 and 3. People are excited to bring more art into the world, and I have been sure to dedicate time to develop relationships with my listeners. So I really feel like my listeners are my label. Yeah.
You are incredibly smart, as well as pretty and very talented. So it's because you relationships is how you do it, one at a time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So okay, anything else you'd like to add before I let you go, because I know it's time for you to be done for the day?
No, just thanks everyone for tuning in, for listening, and I wish you a beautiful day, and thank you, Kevin, for having me here.
Oh, by the way, your website, if somebody wants to go to your website, how do they do that?
Yes, it's fiasmusicofficial.com.
miasofficialmusic.com.
Fias Music. That's my name.
FAI''S.
Yes.
Perfect.
FIAS musicofficial.com.
Perfect. You can go there and get more information about her. Be there on, now if you are in Pacific time zone like I am, you'll have to do the math, but if it's her concert's going to be at 11 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning, and so you can tune into that. How do they tune into it, by the way? Do they go to your website? What do they do?
Go to the website, and there's an event there, and you'll click and you'll put yourself on the list, and you'll receive the streaming link on Thursday and the replay link after as well.
Very cool. So it'll be and it's I know that for the general population, just somebody on the street, you're charging $250 for this, but for my listeners, it's free, right?
Only for your listeners is free.
Exactly. See, that's why.
There we go.
That's marketing. That's also lying, but we've had enough of that, haven't we? So, Fia, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you on Friday night in all your glory. It's going to be it's going to be online. I was going to say how big a venue you're going to use, but you're going to be in your house. So all these folks will be out and about and stuff like that. So it'll be great fun. Mm-hmm. So again, I want to thank you for being here. And what we're going to do, normally I've got this little thing I go out with, but I'm going to play Love Is Love again, because I just love that song. That's really cool. So you don't have to stay through it. So if you, but I'm going to hang with it live and play. So you know what? I'm going to play both of them again. Just because of the first one is Freedom, the second one is Love Is Love, and this is representative of Fia's work and what she's done and what she's going to be doing in the future. I tell you, I wish I was 26 and I had your talent. That's all I got to say. So, but
Thank you, Kevin.
you take care of yourself, my dear.
Take care. Bye.
Have a great day, everybody.
Sailing on an open sea, I left my family and the country I once called home. I need to breathe the ocean air, feel the wind blow through my hair, the sweet taste of freedom on my tongue. All alone under starry skies, the waves know my name by now. Secrets of the water whispered in my ear, you have nothing to fear. Since I was a little child, I've always had the eye. I can fly between worlds that no one sees, and nothing they would ever say could ever take my spark away. And when they try to catch me, I would run. All alone under starry skies, the waves know my name by now. Secrets of the water whispered in my ear, you have nothing to fear. So dive to the deepest of depths, open the treasure chest, stand in the fire and feel it burn away. All that isn't real. All alone under starry skies, the waves know my name by now. Secrets of the water whispered in my ear, you have nothing to fear. All alone under starry skies, the waves know my name by now. Secrets of the water whispered in my ear, you have nothing to fear.
And then I'm going to.
The way we love is a bit unusual. Some people say it can't be possible to live a life in unity, committed to each other while still remaining free. Just because we're different in the way our energy moves doesn't mean we have to give up our truth. Love is love no matter what color and form. All are equally beautiful. Nothing better than being met in my fullest expression, I'm safe to be myself. There's no need to compromise. When I'm in my power, everything aligns. Just because we're different in the way our energy moves doesn't mean we have to give up our truth. Love is love no matter what color and form. All are equally beautiful. Took some time to figure out who I am, what I want, the shape of my heart. The way we love is a bit unusual. Some people say it can't be possible to live a life in unity, committed to each other while still remaining free. Just because we're different in the way our energy moves doesn't mean we have to give up our truth. Love is love no matter what color and form. All are equally beautiful. Love is love no matter what color and form. All are equally beautiful. Dun dun dun. Da 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 da. 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 Ba 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 da da da. Da 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 da.
Hey, and thanks for listening to this episode all the way to the end. Hey, pretty cool. Hey, don't forget to follow us so you can receive regular updates and new posts. And remember, take care of each other because each other's all we've got. See you next time on My Independence Report.